Hello, welcome back. It's Saturday, February the 27th. Let's talk about Harry and Meghan's net worth. Current net worth of Harry and Meghan, they owe more money than they actually have. Disclaimer. Full disclaimer is found in the description of the video, and this is for entertainment only. Now, the article that I'm going to be using, excuse me, is from Forbes magazine. And it says, how much are Prince Harry and Meghan Markle worth? Surprisingly, not that much. Forbes staff member Dawn. Now that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have completed their Hollywood transition, the couple is entering the uncharted new chapter now that they won't be returning to full-time working members of the British royal family. No diplomatic formalities, no government security detail, and no royal patronages. And I apologize, I always have difficulty saying that. Up until last year, Harry's father, the Prince of Wales, covered the majority of the expenses associated with the royal duties, including staff and travel through the Duchy of Cornwall, which Forbes estimates amounted to about $800,000 a year. The Crown paid far more than $3 million for renovations underway at the Frogmore Cottage where they were supposed to have lived. It was to become their family home. It says they voluntarily repaid that sum in September. But what they did was, instead of just repaying it, they made a contribution, which looks like a charitable contribution to the sovereign grant. So that helps them for tax purposes. So that will enable them to show that they paid that toward charities, which isn't quite fair. Late Show yesterday, a week after Buckingham Palace released a statement, but he took issue with Cordon's depiction of him walking away, and this was on the bus interview that we just did, from the family. Harry said it was never walking away, it was stepping back rather than stepping down, said the Duke, saying he decided to leave to escape a relentless press. We all know that the British press, what it can be like, and it was destroying my mental health. This is toxic. So I did what any husband, what any father would do. I need to get my family out of here. His late mother, Princess Diana, was famously died in a car crash after being chased by paparazzi, made the move possible. Now, again, he's still reliving this with his mother. We know that the driver was not drinking, Henri Paul, and that, yes, they were being chased. It could have been that it threw him off a little bit, but we also, it was said by the security guard, Trevor Rees-Jones, that Dodie was asking him to go faster and go faster to try to escape the paparazzi. So by doing that, that meant that it only took an instant for them to make a wrong decision there and hit the columns in the tunnel. With financial support from the Crown abruptly shut off, which it wasn't, we know that they still received support from Charles and that he was paying for their security detail and he was fronting them and helping them until they could get on their feet. Said the relocated royals had relied largely on the estimated $10 million inheritance that Harry had received from his late mother's estate. Contrary to published reports, a representative confirms he was not a beneficiary of any of the nearly $100 million or £70 million fortune left by his great-grandmother, the Queen Mother. Meghan Markle contributed an estimated $2 million in after-tax earnings from her work in films and television shows. Remember, they had her net worth when she was dating him, and they were making sure that the internet was, had glowing remarks about her. But it said that Meghan Markle was worth $5 million. That's what she brought into the marriage, and they were saying that up until the time they were married. Well, it just so happens that she only had an estimated $2 million. So maybe she was holding on to it and hadn't paid her taxes in a couple of years. Whatever the case, she only brought $2 million to the marriage, which is still a lot of money. They bought the $14.7 million estate in Montecito, California, beside Santa Barbara, California, enclave that homes to such Hollywood celebrities as Oprah Winfrey, and Ellen DeGeneres, and wife Portia de Rossi in August of 2020. They put down $5 million and now have a nearly $10 million mortgage. So it looks as though they would have used all their money had they paid for the house outright and in full. Like, they wanted us all to believe they had this much money. So they put down $5. They had to take out a $10 million mortgage, which rich people normally don't do, because why would you pay interest on a loan if you have the money? The Duke and Duchess also repaid the sovereign grant for the $3 million spent to remodel Frogmore, which remains their UK family home. Well, not after March 31st. That leaves Prince Harry and Meghan with a surprisingly modest nest egg of roughly $5 million, at least for now. Don't know where the alleged $9 million that was supposed to go in Doria's name or account that showed her net worth, and to open up this resident home that was cash only for senior residents that were wealthy. But this is according to Forbes. Their estimated net worth, including the equity from their Montecito home, is roughly $10 million. So they're saying that it's worth about $5 million more than what they've put down already. The Queen has a net worth of $500 million, which we know it's a lot more, according to the last tally by Forbes in 2019. While the combined value of the British monarch's holding with the Crown Estate, the Duchy of Lancaster, a real estate trust, were worth an estimated $25 billion. Spotify's three-year broadcasting deal with Prince Harry and Meghan could be worth as much as $15 million to $18 million. Remember, we were told it was a $30 million deal, and that seems so over the top. And even to me, 15 to 18 million over a 3-year period, it seems like way too much. According to industry sources, it is unknown whether the streaming music service has begun writing checks. However, since the first podcast from Achor Audio is likely to take at least a year to develop, which we only know that they did an introductory, and then they did the one where they had all the famous people come on, and then one more little interview. But when the checks arrive, it would be around 3.5 million a year to their coffers after taxes. The couple has begun to tentatively trot Hollywood's red carpet long before their move to California. Prince Harry and Oprah Winfrey announced in April of 2019 that they would executive produce a mental health series for Apple TV Plus. The series, which was caught up in the pandemic during and experienced production delays, is an extension of the Duke's long-standing work in this area, in which he candidly shared details of his own experience of loss. Deal terms could not be determined, so we don't know if that was completed, if it's still going to be completed, and what type of money he will make as one of the co-executive producers. Perhaps the biggest potential moneymaker for them is the lucrative 5-year, $100 million contract with Netflix, signed in September 2020 to produce documentaries, dossiers, feature films, scripted shows, and children's programming. It's unclear whether Harry and Meghan received an advance on the deal, which is likely to contribute handsomely to their net worth down the road. So far when they've looked into this recently, it doesn't show they have that kind of net worth. Maybe they did receive a small advance, and maybe it was just enough for them to pay off the renovations or to contribute that charitable donation back to the Crown, so that they could use that as a tax break. But the streaming services recognizes its subscribers' fascination with the British royal family. Netflix renewed The Crown, a hit drama about the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, for a 6th and final season last fall. And that'll be out next year. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex also will sit for an extended interview with Oprah Winfrey, which airs at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sunday, March 7th on CBS, where Meghan is expected to discuss such topics as stepping into life as a royal, a topic bound to stir unease behind the gates of Buckingham Palace, and Prince Harry will later join the two to discuss the move to the United States and his hopes for their expanded family. I read earlier that ITV won a bid to be able to air the Oprah Winfrey interview. Whether it'll be on the 7th or the day after, It didn't say. So again, we don't know what kind of money is being paid out, and we've also been told that little Archie won't be on the program, but that it'll show him playing in the backyard. So I think that'll be home movies that Harry and Meghan took maybe when Archie was there visiting. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think they're really only worth about $5 million right now, and that means they're actually owe more than they have in the bank? And that even though they've signed contracts for these lucrative deals, I always felt that with Netflix, they may give a small advance, but they're not going to really pay out this kind of money until they actually have produced something, and until Netflix has actually accepted it and saying, we're on board with this. So we'll just have to wait and see. Let me know what you think in the comments. And don't forget to like and share the video. Thanks so much, and I'll be back